Now, in a continuation of our series on the history of Kruger National Park, we need to look at the man who took Stevenson Hamilton's work and the political maneuvering involving Paul Kruger and made it a lasting success. You might correctly be thinking that we are talking about the park's first ranger, which some of you would expect to be a rough and tough, experienced transport rider from the Lowveld, but you would be wrong. His name is Harry Woolhunter, and he was a brilliant conservationist for his time. Woolhunter was born in Beaufort West in 1877 on a farm and lived a life of freedom, exploring wherever he wanted to and hunting whatever he could at the time. And this is where his love of animals stems from. He would attend school until age 14, where he would get bored and look for an exciting new adventure and end up working at a trading post in Maritzburg, now part of Roodepoort. Later in life, he would become an excellent shepherd and big game hunter, which was his main credential for being appointed the park's first ranger, as when they first met, Stevenson Hamilton described Woolhunter as emblematic of the best type of pioneer hunter. However, before they met during the Boer War, he would serve with Staniker's horse until the war's conclusion. Woolhunter would first start working as the first ranger of Kruger National Park in 1902, and this is where his true passion would emerge. He was a true conservationist in every meaning of the word, and he was responsible for implementing Stevenson Hamilton's reforms of no habitation or hunting in the park. As a result of this, Woolhunter was key to establishing anti-poaching protocols in the park. The only issue is that in the early days, the only way to patrol the park was on horseback with supplies carried by donkeys and the assistance of scouts. The manner in which this was done is that a bush camp would be set up for a period of time until the area surrounding it was deemed fully patrolled and secure. Then they would move the camp to a new area they wanted to explore and protect. As such, Woolhunter and his team would go out for months on end, and it was on one of these such patrols that the famous lion incident occurred. On one patrol in 1904, shortly after Woolhunter started working at the park, he would be attacked by two male lions and dragged off his horse. Somehow he would manage to get a hold of his sheath knife and fatally wound the lion that was holding him, causing that lion to let go. The other lion was distracted by Woolhunter's dog Bull, barking at it, allowing him just enough time to find safety in climbing a tree. To the day he died, Woolhunter believed that without Bull distracting the second lion, he would not have survived the attack. As mentioned earlier, Harry Woolhunter was appointed as the park's first game ranger in late 1902 and would go on to dedicate 44 years of his life to the Kruger National Park, only retiring in 1946 at the age of 69. He would also have the satisfaction of seeing the Sabi Game Reserve transition into the Kruger National Park, which he was instrumental in, and was widely respected by the early pioneers of conservation for his dedication, work ethic, and passion for wildlife. Now, should you wish to feel more connected to the story of Harry Woolhunter, you can do so by participating in the Woolhunter Trail from Bergendal Camp, visit the plaque at the site of the famous lion attack, or visit the Stevenson Hamilton Memorial Museum at Skukuza Rest Camp, where the knife that saved his life and the skin of the lion that tried to take it are on display. After retiring, Woolhunter would release his book, Memoirs of a Game Ranger, in 1958, which is definitely worth a read if you can find a good second-hand copy. Sadly, however, Harry Woolhunter's story would come to an end in 1964 at the age of 86. However, the Woolhunter surname is still very much connected and represented in modern-day conservation, and Harry's son, Henry Charles Woolhunter, would become a senior ranger in the park, and Harry's grandson, Kim Woolhunter, is a pioneering wildlife filmmaker, producing his first film in 1988, then starting his own production company in 1995, with his latest published film being Dogs in the Land of Lions, with his latest effort being Honey Badgers, which is still in production. Which brings us to the end of today's story, and as always, ladies, gentlemen, and the beautiful Technicolor rainbow in between, thank you for your time. I hope you learned something today, or at the very least were entertained, and remember to make your day a great one.